Hello, 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 amigas, and welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. Okay, it's been a while, and from the outset, I want to express my gratitude for hanging on, helping me with giving me space. Yes, and coming back to listen to this podcast. I wanted to make this episode as an update on what's been going on with me and how it might help you in your health journey. And so, amigas, here's the thing. While we keep going and some of you are hustling or some of us are trying or I don't know, whatever that is for you, we all are on a journey. And on this journey, sometimes we get halted. And when that happens, how many of us actually keep going and not addressing the reason for the pause, right? So just to give you a little backstory of what's been going on, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know this. And if not, you should go and follow me there, Jackie_Tapia.1. And I keep posting stories and reels of what's been going on health-wise for me. And then also the things that happen along the way with family and all the beautiful, wonderful things. So with that stated, I wanted to come on and talk about what's been going on with me and why I had a short hiatus on the podcast, because I think that because you tune in on a weekly basis or on a bi-weekly basis and then you don't hear from me, it begs the question. I would be like, what's going on over there? I would love to know. So here is my humble attempt to inform you of what's been going on. So I would say now, it's definitely 3 weeks ago, I came back from an extraordinary vacation. I went all through the East Coast and I had the most amazing time. And some of you have seen pictures. And in New York, I would say it was probably the last day coming back, I started noticing that as I was having my glass of wine and some charcuterie, some cheeses and crackers and whatnot, I started noticing that my ear started getting inflamed. And I thought, oh, that's so odd. Like, what is this? But I didn't focus on it because obviously it was like, oh, maybe I got an allergy. Maybe I ate a nut, perhaps, or a cheese. I don't know. Anyhow, long story short, I come back and rather than getting better, I get worse. And actually, it hasn't been the best time these past 3 weeks. And I started then doing a couple of things. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you how I address this. That continues to be a concern of mine, but I know that all will be well, all is well, and I know that because God and my highest self is with me, and I know that all my angels and guides in my celestial court and my human court they're here helping me and showing me ways. And so here's the thing, amigas. As you know, having been doing this for a couple of years, one of the things that I teach in my courses is how to ask better questions. And so I go into my tools. And so my best question was, how can I best heal my body. So as I'm going to show you and tell you everything of what has been going on, I'm also going to illustrate this 3-step process of what I've been doing so I can get to the bottom of things. So one of them is asking that better question, right? So as I was asking this better question, the 3 things that came to mind were prayer, going back to what I already know, because that's my research, my investigation, and then taking action, okay? So the 3 things: prayer, going back with the investigation and finding out what I already know about my body. And because you've already been there, maybe not the same way, but somehow, some way, in a different way. And the third is taking action. Action that will bring you to that solution on how to best heal my body. Okay, so getting back to prayer. So when I do prayer, there's a couple of things that I do. And in my prayer, I not only meditate in my prayer, but I also visualize and really dig deep. And some of the things that I've done also that has helped me is I actually have been doing theta waves, which are waves that they're a high vibration that help you to ground, to get centered, and to possibly manifest if that's where you're at, and visualize. So it gives me a great opportunity to thank God, to visualize a healthy body, and pray that all my angels, all the saints, because I'm Catholic, all the saints, everyone is out there to wish me well and to empower me to heal my body. And in one of my tools that I've done, that also I have actually done an episode on my podcast early on, I believe in the year 2020, and you can go and check it out. I've done the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a very simple prayer from Hawaii. And I won't get into it here because it's something that I enjoy and I love, but you already have it. You have it in my Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast library. So just go over there and check it out. It's a very simple prayer, but I've been doing that as well in this healing process. So those are the things in terms of the first things that I always gravitate towards. So it's prayer, visualization, using theta waves, and incorporating some of the tools that I already know, which is the Ho'oponopono prayer. The second thing is that recall the things that you already know about your body and the people that you have seen previously in response to your body, and find out whether those things that were working no longer work, or you forgot to take, or you get to explore whether you're missing out, or you are not doing it correctly, or you might need a boost. Okay, with that in mind, taking the knowledge that I already know about my body, one of the things that I have learned and I have discovered that when I got diagnosed early on in the 2000s, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and I know many of you know that. It's a neurological disease. It's a chronic illness that is relapse and remitting, is what is called the kind of MS that I was diagnosed with. Okay, back then, it took over 7 doctors to get a diagnosis of what was happening in my body. So I saw every kind of doctor under the sun, whether it was Western or Eastern medicine. Ultimately, I got a response and I got onto a program. And back then there was only 4 medications. I got onto Rebif, and that started attacking my liver. So that started making me think, could that be a possibility this time around? Okay, so that's one of the things. So then I started removing the medication, but it still is happening. Okay, I then think, all right, I did get hives that one time when the medication was hurting my liver too, because another thing that was happening is the hives. So I thought, okay, there's several medications I've been taking. I removed them all, and still I have the hives. I'm still exploring this, and I'm still realizing perhaps there's another thing. Okay, I'm 50 now. Obviously, when I got diagnosed, I was in my 30s. And so I'm 50. Could there be another layer? I'm 50, menopause, and could it be my hormones? So that's another thing. I'm learning that in menopause, many things happen that are confusing because the reactions that happen in your body could be confused as different diseases. It could be confused as you have arthritis. It could be you can have eczema. You can have developing new neurological issues. So these are the things that I am thinking of. Perhaps my hormone levels are inadequate. So perhaps it's at the lack of estrogen. And I have been on bioidenticals for menopause for some time now, a couple of years. And while I went to New York, I unfortunately, it had already been a month or 2 that I wasn't taking hormones because it just, for some reason, I didn't have the time to go to get a replacement. With that being stated, I will have I have an appointment to see whether the hormones are being regulated or not. And then I believe at that point, at that juncture, I may receive a response. And if not, then obviously the medical quest continues. So that was my third action. My action point, the third point that I want to make is that you got to take action, right? So you follow the lead. You start making these explorations and you start figuring out whether this works, that doesn't work. And at the same time, I am extracting certain foods out of my diet. I haven't been drinking. Not that I do that all the time, but anyhow, I'm not drinking alcohol. But the hives are still here. So obviously, it's probably not the alcohol. I got rid of the medication, and I know it takes some time, but at the same time, I'm putting other medication for the hives. So, confusing. Anyhow, I know I will get an answer. I already know. I know I will be well. And I have a spidey sense that increasing my estrogen levels and regulating those, I believe that I will be much better. And mentally and emotionally, because it's been a roller coaster for me. And so those are the three things that I'm telling you in terms of my health and how to better address it for you. Because obviously, every time I come on the mic, I want my hope is that you learn from me and learn from my mistakes and learn from the things that I actually do well. And so these are my 3 tips for you. Prayer, getting back to what you know to be true for you in your body, that part of the investigative process, and taking action. Action in east, west, all the things, even healers. So as I'm going through my quests, I'm going to keep you posted, and I will let you know when I finally am cured of these hives and what worked. So hopefully that will be soon. Hopefully I will get an amazing answer for you soon. But until then, I'm going to be patient, and I hope and I pray that you continue to pray for me, and to make this that I finish this year not like this, that I finish in a better light. But anyhow, like they say, the show must go on, and in that vein, I do want to say that I believe this pause has really helped me reflect, not only in my body and in my soul, but it has allowed me to start doing like a change in this podcast. And so soon, if not maybe by definitely by October, you're going to have a new look on the Amiga Handle Your Shit, with a new cover, with a new music, the whole 9 yards. And it's going to be lighter. It's going to be more of who I am today. 4 years ago, I was like, let's get this shit done. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm handling my shit, and I'm doing it with ease and grace. So, amigas, so aside from the new look that we are working on, I'm also going on a book tour. Yes, I am. And I'm looking for sponsors. And if your company wants to sponsor me, please email me at my personal email, which is Jackie@JackieTapia.com. That would be the best way to let me know that you want to sponsor me. You can sponsor this book tour. We're going to be in LA October 17. We'll be in Phoenix, Arizona, October 28, and Dallas, Texas, October 30th. So amigas, I look forward to seeing you there, and amigos too, because obviously I have a lot of amigos. This is actually going to be for women and men, so no worries. If you're a guy and loves this podcast, please, and you're in support of women, in support of empowering them, in support of me, please be there. Please support my pod. Please support the book launch and the Amiga way. All these things take so much time. My book, it was produced last year, but amigas, wow, I had no clue. I had no clue how long these things take. But, they say, you just don't know what you don't know. And now that I know, for my second book, it'll be planned out a little bit better. And believe me, not that it wasn't planned well, but because it had to happen that way. But it will definitely be, I think, smoother. That's what it is. It'll be smoother. It'll be more at ease. So, amigas, my health, please pray for me. Please visualize my healed body. I'm doing that every day, the moment I wake up, giving gratitude for my Heavenly Father for definitely sending me this inspiration and sending me all my little angels who are helping me along the way. So, my 3 things, as you know: prayer, go into the investigation, maybe you've been here before, and acting upon it. All right, my loves, have an amazing week, and know that you're in my heart, and that every day we keep handling our shit, however it is, big or small. Amigas, I'm so excited for all the amazing things that are happening for us. And even this pause, even the hives, it's amazing too, because it's a learning experience. All right, amigas, till next time.